Hey everybody, this is Billy Keeton from Audiotopsy. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it is an honor and a huge privilege to have Mr. Billy Keeton. He's the vocalist of Audiotopsy. They have a new album called The Real Now out November 2nd via Megaforce Records. This is the follow-up to their debut album called Natural Causes, and I suggest if you haven't picked up Natural Causes or just list any of their songs off that album, please do so, because that album and this course that they're on, it's a breath of fresh air of new stuff to me, of new rock, and it's just a new thing, and I like it. I like what they're bringing to the table. I'm not saying it just because Billy's on here, but it's the truth. Mm. So welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, man, no problem. What an introduction, man. Awesome, dude. Yeah, everything you just said, I back it all up for sure. Glad to be on your show, too, by the way. Never been here before, but thanks for having me, my man.
Not a problem whatsoever. You guys have been a huge asset to me in music here in the last couple of years, so thank you guys first and foremost.
All right.
So Audiotopsy began writing in 2004 for the album Natural Causes. When did you guys realize this band could be something very special and that it could add a breath of fresh air to the metal and rock world, man, when you first came together? Because to me, this is kind of like an all-star band, because you got Greg, and plus you got Matt that came over from, Mudvayne, plus you came from Scrape, plus you got bassist Perry Stern. Let's talk about that.
Yep. Well, we knew from the jump, man. Honestly, we put a few songs together, and this is just how we felt when we were working on Natural Causes. We just knew from the beginning that we had something a little special, and so we kept on digging. And the next thing you know, we had our first album, Natural Causes. And we immediately started writing for our next record, which is The Real Now. Which I gotta say, man, this is our record. We've jailed. We've got the chemistry is all between us. It took a few runs around the country. You get to know each other, and then you rekindle the writing vibe, and the next thing you know you're 8, 9, 10 songs deep into a new record, and that's kind of where we're at right now, or where we were before we got ready to release the record, But honestly, super stoked about it. The chemistry of the band on this album is, it's kind of coming out. That's for sure.
Now, when Greg and Matt was involved with all this, was this something that you guys said, okay, look, we're not trying to be Mudvayne or anything like that. We want to put our own twist on this. Was that something that was brought up possibly?
Yeah. Not even once, man. We're aware of our other bands, but this is a new band, dude. This a new band, a new thing, man. We talk about our old bands and we joke and have fun, man. But we don't. What sounds like our old bands when you listen to Audiotopsy, is just a natural thing, man. We don't try to do that, and we certainly don't talk about it and try to make any kind of effort about it at all. We appreciate and love our old bands, but Audiotopsy is its own thing, my brother.
What was it about the lead single, What Am I, for you guys to say this is going to be the single when you were writing and creating this song, man?
Well, we didn't know that immediately. That took a little while to get to that point. Like, which song are we going to put out first off of this killer record, But What Am I kind of works with the title, The Real Now, a little bit. So we thought that that'd be the one to put out. It's a good song. It's like, it's about questioning who you are and not falling prey to the lies, being able to look at yourself and question who you are,
What's impressed you the most about making this new album? What's caught your eye about, if anything? If there's anything possibly that sticks out the most for you on this?
Man, the process of it all. People don't realize, these days what it takes to make a record. But, back when we were younger, we lived in the practice room, man. We lived in the jam room when we were working on these songs and evolving. And making these songs what they were going to be and ultimately recording them that way. Now it's like, man, we share files.
Yeah.
And everybody lives across the country. And so, you know, I would say the most important part of, or one of the most important things that's happened, or I think that sticks out the most to me, is the fact that we put these records together by we don't live in the same city, man. You know what I mean? We're all capable. We have our own studios, you know what I mean? And everybody's just capable of producing and writing on their own, to where we can build and work on these songs basically by sharing the files across, you know, back and forth to each other. And, you know, that to me, that's a highlight of the whole thing, man, because it's a totally different, you know, way of doing things from the norm, you know, and it's hard to get the chemistry going that way. You really have to kind of know what you want to, who you want to be, you know what I mean, before you even can start, you know, because you're not playing together, you know, you're working on music kind of, you know, on your own, you know. But that's what sticks out to me, my brother, the most, man, the way we put it together.
It's insane on how recording is today versus, say, back in the 80s and early 70s and things like that, even earlier than that, because now everything's so digital. And like you said, you can share files. And before, you know, everybody had to be in that recording studio to get their tracks down.
Yeah.
Any songs off this new album that stand out more to you on it, possibly? I know these are like picking your favorite child or collectible, but are they any stand out for you, possibly, Billy?
Man, they all are really just, it's just an 8-song, you know, just knock you in the teeth record, you know. So they're all fantastic songs, man. It's hard to pick just one, you know. The artwork on it is fantastic, man. The artwork on this one is nice. Fantastic, man. The artwork on our first record was really good. The same little duo and team did the second record, and it's even better. I like it even more.
So how long did it take to record this album?
It took about 2 years to get it from the start to finish, no doubt. And I say that from writing the songs, getting them all written together and getting them demoed up real sweet to where we're ready, and securing things with our record label, and then making some decisions about, you know, how everybody wanted to do it. Once we got to that point, the decision was, hey man, let's everybody, you know, record their parts at a good studio there in the town they live in, you know. So Greg recorded his guitars in Dallas at Valve Studios. Perry recorded his bass here in Orlando at Alapaca Ranch. And Matt has his own studios. I believe it's called Samadhi. I don't even want to say the name of it. He'll kill me if I don't get it right. But Matt has his own studio, and he produces and does his own thing out of his own studio. So we just get his drums, and we just record to them. They're perfect once we get them. You know, that's how it is. And that's how we put it together. And then the music, okay? So then when it was time to cut the vocals, and keep in mind I had been demoing this music, vocals on this stuff for probably about a year. So when it came down to do the vocals, I went to New Orleans and sang everything in a studio with Dave Fortman, and Greg was there too. We stayed in an efficiency there in New Orleans and had a great time and did the vocals there with Dave Fortman. And that's how we recorded it. He mixed it right after too. I'd say once I was done with the vocals, he went right into mixing it.
So do you like this style of, you know, just doing it yourself versus having an actual producer to help you guys on this?
Actually, we love doing it self-produced, man. We wouldn't want to have it any other way. But if we were lucky enough to be invited to work with a producer, we would love to. And we did this time. The music didn't get produced, but the vocals did. The vocals got produced by Dave Fortman. So we did have vocal production, I guess you could say.
Working with Dave on this, how hard did he push you, Billy, to get some good vocals out of you, man?
He didn't really have to, brother, man. I'm fucking on fire. You know, he was looking at me going, damn, dude. You know, it was mostly, we had a great time, man. You know, that Dave Fortman is a one-of-a-kind individual, man. You will not find a guy like him ever. And so when we got together, it was definitely magical, man. It was a cool moment, no doubt.
What do you hope the fans take away from this new album once they hear it, or just Audiotopsy's music in general? What do you hope that they get and take from your guys' music?
You know, I don't know. That's a good question, man. I think it would probably be that we're a real band.
Yeah.
You know, we're a real band that's definitely got a unique sound, and we know what, you know, we need to do to keep producing that, man. And, you know, I would say probably that.
How much growth musically have you seen this band and yourself go through from the debut album up to this new album, or just has it been a personal growth for each of you involved in this?
Absolutely, because, man, I got to be honest with you, Natural Causes was written, we were all like, it was like stranger in a strange land, brother, when we didn't even know each other.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't, I knew Greg and I knew Matt because Scrape toured with Mudvayne, but as a collective, man, we didn't know each other, and we certainly had never even sat down and ate a meal together, you know. So we've grown tremendously, man. You know, we put the record together. We put the record out, our first record out. We toured behind it. We got to go around the country several times, and we definitely got to know each other. And we got a plan together and set it in motion pretty much, you know, musically, artistically, and the new record is that. You know, there's no doubt.
When you step in the recording studio or you're getting ready to, do you do anything differently during that writing and recording process to help keep your mind fresh and open to new ideals? And
not really, man, you know, because the way that we record, the way that I like to do my vocals is, you know, you got to keep in mind, you know, on this record, I had been working on the vocals and demoing and re-demoing the vocals and rewriting and doing tons of rewrites in my studio for almost a whole year. So when we finally landed in the studio with Dave, it was like an atomic bomb, man, you know. So honestly, we did only a few rewrites in the studio, I say, and they were really, really, really awesome rewrites. What Am I is one of them. The chorus was rewritten right in the studio. So, I mean, it happens, and I'm very open to it. And when it does, it's just as magical, you know. And you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, I usually try to come prepared, man, where there's not a lot of that going on. But when it does happen, I'm very open. And usually it translates into something really spectacular. What Am I is a good example of that.
What can fans expect at a show from the mighty Audiotopsy who have not got to see you guys live as of yet?
Man, you know, a correct representation of the latest record and a few songs off the first record, you know, and just you know, and we look forward to interacting with our fans and having a moment with them at that particular moment. So we're just hoping we can get out after the new year and see everybody and make that connection, you know.
All right, so we touched on this just a little bit earlier, but we're living in the digital era of recording albums and plus social media. Do you like this to get albums out quicker and plus social media to reach out to more fans for Audiotopsy and all these other bands also? Do you like this that we're in?
Absolutely, man. I think it's just a sign of the times, man. You better roll with it or get out, you know. I don't think that it could be any other way with all the technology and the fact that people don't listen to CDs anymore. You just got to roll with the times. That's part of the reason why we share files. Records are being made that way nowadays, you know, and it's just another facet of all the technology involved, you know, and so I'm totally down with it, man. I don't have any problem with it. I wish people bought more shit, though, you know, but they don't.
Yeah.
You know, that's a downside, but I'm totally up with the times, man. I'm into it.
What does Audiotopsy bring to the table for music, possibly, if anything, differently?
Man, I don't think that we are doing anything differently. I think that we're just carving our own little niche, brother. You know, we've been playing for so long, and, you know, everybody's done it and redone it again, you know. At some point, you just got to just be in it for the love of it, you know, and what you create is based on all that, and you don't care about really much else, you know what I mean? You're just really doing it for the art, and that's kind of where we're at, you know, with it all.
So what made you want to become a musician? What was it spark for you, Billy, that said, yeah, that's what I want to do right there?
Man, from way back, kind of hard to remember. But from as long back as I can remember, man, I've been playing. I think I did some of my first gigs at the age of 13, 14, you know.
Is there a moment or a show that stands out for you being part of Audiotopsy that made you say, yeah, man, this is well worth the time we have spent on putting this all together?
Let me see. When we filmed our video for The Calling off that first record, yeah, that was a good highlight for sure. That was a fun day. We shot a video out in rural Florida with a director named Dave Brodsky. My son was in the video, and it was just generally a good day.
That's awesome. Support-wise, is there a country or just a location that stands out more or even surprises you guys that Audiotopsy gets support from, possibly? Is there a location that sticks out for you?
Yeah, honestly, I remember that when we first started putting some of the things off the first record out, we had a little bit of we had a buzz right there in the Wisconsin, Peoria, or Wisconsin, Illinois area. There's another state there. It's a little tri-state area, and then over in Washington, state of Washington, we had a little bit of a buzz going off of our first record, which was a surprise to me. So we'll have to see what happens with this album when it comes out.
Folks, please get out and check out Audiotopsy's music. Pick up Natural Causes. Pick up this new album, The Real Now, which is out November 2nd via Megaforce Records.
Yes.
I'm telling you, folks, you will not be disappointed. If you don't like it, I'll give your money back. You can just give me the album. I'll donate it to somebody else who will appreciate it. So,
well, we like it, man. We hope everybody else likes it too. You know, it's definitely a step up from where we were off our last record, chemistry-wise, fidelity-wise, songwriting-wise. You know, just all the way around. We're stoked about it.
Billy, how can folks stay in touch with you guys? Buy this new album, merchandise, tour dates, tickets. How can they do that?
If I'm not mistaken, the record drops November 1st. You'll be able to pick it up on iTunes. You'll be able to actually order it directly from the Megaforce merchandise store. I believe the pre-orders are actually hard discs for packaging. There's packaging involved. I believe it's also a download. It's just all of it, you know. You can also catch us on Facebook and Twitter. All kinds of information always going out on those two sites for us. And that's about it. I think we have another song that's going to drop. I'm not really sure of a date on it, but sometime in the next week, I think we might have another song that's going to drop. And then a little later on, the record's going to come out, or I'm not mad. I think I'm a little bit too ahead for that. I believe we have a couple of more songs that are about to come out. I'm not exactly sure.
Before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Yeah, buddy, let's do one. Hey, everybody, this is Billy Keeton from Audiotopsy. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. All right, let's go. Hey, this is Billy Keeton from Audiotopsy. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Thank you so much, Billy, and keep the music fresh for us, brother.
You're very welcome, my man. Talk soon.